Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the EV Strategy Show right here on the OddsShopper YouTube channel. We should try doing this on the DFS channel one day, like you said, Greg.
Yeah.
But if we do it, we have to let everybody know here that it'll be over there. You know, the loyal viewers have to know where we're at over on the Stochastic channel. Maybe we try it. Maybe we try it on the next big slate.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see, when is the next big one?
Tomorrow, right? Oh no,
Yeah,
actually, tomorrow's not that big. Friday. No, Friday's not that big. I think it's 8.
It's really flat. There's 7 games on Friday. So
I think Thursday oddly has a decent amount of games.
Yeah, sort of, but the NBA schedule, they've really flattened it out, which they do kind of change it once you get, because one of the reasons I don't know if this is true, this is just a theory of sorts, is I think the NBA schedule, the reason why there's so many big than small slates at the start of the year is I think they just don't like to compete with Monday and Thursday night football and Sunday football for that matter. So they try to avoid as many games those particular days. So you get Thursdays at the start of the year, pretty frequent, 2-3 game slates. But then once you get post All-Star break and after the NFL season is over, you get 6 to 8 games just about every single day for the most part.
Yeah, not bad. We'll have to figure one out. We really should. I mean, there'd be a good time to do it. Actually, what do we got? So we have, tomorrow and Thursday, is college basketball back, or is that probably Thursday and Friday?
I think Friday and Saturday, college basketball schedule. There's also only 2 weeks left in the NBA regular season.
I know. We should just do it tomorrow.
We could do that.
I mean, what can it hurt, right? We should try it. Anyway, happy to have you guys with us. Welcome to the show. If you don't mind, take a single second, atone for your sins this afternoon. Hit that thumbs up. It goes a long way. We appreciate your support. For real. Subscribe to the channel. All that stuff is free. If you're watching or listening after the fact, leave a comment. If you're watching on X, hit us up there. Hit the thumbs up. Even a retweet or something like that. Let people know you're watching. But yeah, I'm seeing the comments in chat. You love to see it. KBG Poker, winning streak started back up yesterday. Let's keep it going. Andy, afternoon, everyone had a great night with the Parlay Builder. Hammered Hard Rock down here in Florida. Yeah, dude, if you're in Florida, all you need is Hard Rock. Yeah. Brett, what's up, Brett? Yesterday's a big bounce back day. Let's keep bouncing. Same with Steven. So, yeah, look, it's just the way it goes, Greg. I can't say it any more than I have. It's just the way it goes. You zoom out on a couple bad days or even a stretch of 4 or 5 bad days, and you look at the overall big picture, right? From a 30,000 foot view instead of ground level. And you're like, oh, wait a second. I actually am doing really, really well this month.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I brought it up yesterday, but I had my bankroll thread now started at $100. It's at about $1,400. I'm not placing I'm not even using the tools for my bankroll thread the way that I use them for myself in terms of I'm not maxing out volume or anything like that, where I'll place upwards of as many as 400 bets per day I've been getting down in March. My bankroll thread is usually 20 to 40 bets each day. And still that's gone from $100 to $1,400. I've had streaks where I've won every day for a week and a half straight. I had a losing streak where I lost every single day for 14 days in a row.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Look at the big picture. It's 14x over the course of the season, $100 into $1,400. I think the exact number is $1,390. So if you just look at the big picture, yeah, it's been going well overall.
Yeah, man. I had a nice bounce back yesterday, a winning day. Nothing crazy, but a good day nonetheless, and you'll take it. Anything that's green is strong. Let's get into it, man. A lot of stuff to bet today. I actually personally just placed a bunch of NHL points prop parlays over on FanDuel. That's been my thing. Because on FanDuel, I'm already limited to win 50 on NHL point props. I don't know if yours is 25, if mine's 50. But on an individual bet, it's limited to win 50. Maybe later in the day, that jumps up to 75. I've noticed FanDuel likes to go in $25 increments. And then once you get to 100, it goes in 50. And then to 200, you're going up to 200 increments. But yeah, so it's just I've gotten a decent amount of those in today. I think we could probably build more of them as well. A lot of points props coming up for a big NHL slate.
Yeah, we could definitely go and check that out. I haven't placed too many NHL bets yet. I've been pretty busy today. So I'll be placing some of them on air here as we go. Let's go to NHL on FanDuel. And yeah, here we've got a handful of them.
Look at that.
We've got Yanni Gord for under 0.5 total points. We've got William Karlsson for under 0.5 total points. We've got Drew Doughty for under 0.5 total points. So if we just went with these 3 legs, which minus 148 on Gord, minus 113 on William Karlsson, minus 128 on Drew Doughty, we get plus 463 odds on FanDuel. The next best line is plus 346 over on DraftKings.
Very solid. I'm going to try something for a second too. Remember, maybe it was Ben. It might have been you on the show, but last time FanDuel offered a same game parlay for NHL. Last time they offered a same game parlay for NHL for 3+ legs, the boost, it actually didn't need to be a same game parlay. But I was also thinking, since neither you or myself are familiar enough with these lines and the power play lines, my guess is that if it's a same game parlay X or plus, which it is. Oh no, see, it says same game parlay, but then it says token to use on a 3+ leg parlay or same game parlay. This does not need to be a same game parlay. So we can use this boost for this right now. Get an NHL parlay boost in.
All right, so I'll opt into this and I'll use it right now then.
Well, can we do something else as a matter of fact? Can you go here? Let's do something fun on the fly. All right, go to the top, go to the Portfolio Lab. Or wait, we don't have it. Yeah, go to the Portfolio Lab.
Okay.
We're going to build out an NHL points portfolio.
Okay. Yeah,
because we wanted it 2 OS rating or higher, right? We're on the same page there.
We could check some of the results and see what it is that is coming out well. All right, so let's create a new portfolio. And it's going to be NHL. It's going to be FanDuel.
Can't you just unselect all? Craig.
Oh, there it is.
I was confused why
it wasn't there.
Well, with the new release, this all looks different as well. So I hear you. I tried doing it on the Snipe Show. I had Lucas at one point, like in the comments, telling me, "No, you got to do this. You got to do." So just a random viewer telling me how to do it.
Here's how to use it. All right, let's.
Yeah, view the markets and let's see. Is this just with a 0 OS rating?
No, I set it to 2. Yeah, so we've got it here. If it's set to 2, a 0.24 historical ROI for the season. Let's see if we changed it to. Let's see what happens if we just change it to 5.
Set it. Do me a favor. Set it to 2. Let me see what mine is at, because when I did this before, it was much better. I'm wondering if the new update changed this a little bit.
Yeah, this is not. There should be more bets than this. I don't know why there aren't more of them showing up.
I think that's what's happening. And I know that there were over 1,000 bets with a 2 OS rating, and it was positive. I know that because because my own, I check them all the time and I refine them all the time.
All right, well, we'll just set it to 2 for now.
Yeah, set it to 2.
We'll just set it to 2. All right, looks like we're all good. Save the portfolio. Okay, so now if we were to go to the top bets, and if we just had FanDuel NHL points selected, now we'll have just the NHL points. Then you want to go to the parlay generator?
Yeah, go to the parlay generator and let's try it out with just this one.
Okay. How many legs do you want to do?
And by the way, true story. Welcome, man. This is Portfolio EV over on OddsShopper. You want to check it out your first week. You guys, any of you guys, first week is always free. Just go into the description, click that, get as many bets as you possible. It's a top-down approach, right? We're just identifying the true odds here. It's a market-based approach. No, trends, none of that stuff. Market-based, exploiting the inefficiencies within the market and sniping them before the odds move. Finding small edges, betting a lot of them, and that's the way we do it here. Welcome. Sit down, enjoy it. If this is new to you, ask some questions. We're happy to help. Let's do, well, we could do 3 legs and just see if we get anything out of it, Greg. I mean, there should be more than enough to where we can just plug in a 3. This is going to make it so much easier for me, too, on my phone, so I don't have to, like, plug them in individually. Call it selfish, but I call it efficient. All right. Oh, there's a lot right now.
Yeah. All right. So I just built out a handful of these, and you'll see some of the top rated ones, which this is pretty similar to the one that we had just built out before, but it has John Carlson. So I'm guessing this must be a really good one that just popped up because it has a 19 OS rating. And this was not on the board before when we were in the parlay builder. So we've got John Carlson, Yanni Gord, William Carlson, all of them for under 0.5 total points. Them combined together is plus 438 odds. So I assume we have to opt into something.
Yeah, but here's what I want to do first. You have to opt in on FanDuel, which I already did. So opt into the same game parlay for NHL on FanDuel.
Yep.
And then after you do that, sorry, I'm showing some of my hidden bets so I can get them into the parlay builder or to the parlay generator. And after you do that, let's see what the boost. Okay, so perfect. So you want to take this top parlay. What is that, 17% EV?
Yes, we've got John Carlson for under 0.5 points. We've got Yanni Gord for under 0.5 total points. And it's William Carlson under 0.5 total points. And yeah, all those odds are still there. So I'm getting the same line that we have, 438.
Wait. What do you do? Hold on. Let's put the boost in on the tool, the 25% boost.
Oh, true. We could also put in.
We get from 438 to what is that?
548.
All right. Now, if somebody wanted to go crazy, they could take parlay number 3 and boost 784 to whatever it is when you boost it by 25%. I'm going to bet that one because I feel like having fun today. And
if we boost that one, it gets up to plus 981.
Sweet. And what's the EV now? What's the EV? 40-some%?
Yeah, 42.3% on parlay number 3, and it's 41.8% on parlay number 1.
And for those of you guys who are new within this parlay builder, I don't know if you show it, Greg, but if I just click bet on this, it'll bring it straight to FanDuel and load it straight into the bet slip. So there you go, straight into the bet slip. You don't have to do any work. It's pretty sweet. 784, got it. Use the boost. We are in. We'll take that all day long.
Yeah, and I was just scrolling through these to find some of the other ones, and if you're looking for something that was really long odds here, Nikita Kucherov under 1.5 points, Robert Thomas under 0.5 points, and Mark Schieffel for under 0.5 total points with the boost. That ended up coming out to plus 1735. So if you guys want to take a chance on a really long shot parlay, there's one here as well.
Yeah. I mean, why not at this point? You're not going to be able to get much down on it anyway. I just boosted a 1306. So is yours the same as mine? Parlay number 8 at plus 1306?
No,
it's a different one. Okay. So we just have a couple different ones in there, but
yeah. I'm sure also if I was to refresh this, there's probably different lines up now as well.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Let's go to DraftKings.
Do you want to just look at DraftKings overall or parlay builder?
And Matt Jones, yes, it's not the guy that wins. It's a betting tool they use to play lots of bets on, mostly on. There's not a cap or anything that you may come across. Correct. I mean, we do win, but we're using the tool. So
yeah, there's nothing we are doing here that involves very much thinking on our part. Like every once in a while, we're applying some judgment that, like yesterday, for instance, Zion Williamson gets ruled out. Immediately, a bunch of Pelicans props start to show up. We waited for it to settle, and then we ended up placing some of those bets afterwards, and a lot of them went pretty well. If I remember, the ones that ended up showing up on the show, Jose Alvarado props won, Jordan Hawkins props won, the Yves Missi prop won. What didn't win was the Kelly Olynyk props, but overall, we didn't bet them immediately as soon as the line came out. We kind of waited for them to settle, and then those props ended up going pretty well on the Pelicans.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, you and I talked about it after the show. We got massive closing line value on those as well. Yeah. So there is, Greg and I were talking about this, probably a good, educational piece, because you and I were discussing this after the show was over, that we always would avoid placing these bets immediately after injury news breaks, because a lot of times the sharp sources are slow to move. Those lines are stale, which in turn, you subsequently see all of these big time EV spots pop up, big OS ratings, right? But then it doesn't mean here's what I won't do. I'll never click the eyeball there to get rid of those bets. I'll wait for them to disappear on their own, Greg. I assume you do the same, because often when they do pop back up, now you have essentially this entirely new market, right? You have an entirely new market for this game that wasn't there earlier in the day, or if it was there, now it's fully changed. So you're going to have a lot of books that are just on an island. And when that happens, you're going to get some really good betting opportunities. So if you wait those out like 30 minutes or so, when they pop back up on the board, never hesitate to bet those. It's the initial hit, right? When you get those crazy hot flashes on the tool that you want to avoid. But if you wait a little bit, we found some great spots yesterday as the show ended.
By the way, Berza in the chat, who asked, you guys only bet negative HRI on NHL. So something to keep in mind, that even if an entire market does have negative HRY, you could filter it and you may be able to find an angle where it is positive. So for whatever reason, when we were trying to do it before, it was a shitty example because we couldn't get all the parameters we wanted for the points prop. But with that said, there are often going to be markets where it's like negative 1% HROI, but then you go into the portfolio lab, it's like, oh, but it's 4% ROI if you do a min OS rating of 2 or a min OS rating of 3. So I do have stuff that I curate a little bit more that could be made to be plus EV. So another one too that Lofty had talked about like a month or so ago was threes over on FanDuel, where on the whole, they've been negative, but if you just kind of filter it by certain parameters, you can find plus EV bets through the tools that also rate out well for FanDuel threes. But then there's going to be some like FanDuel assists where there's nothing you could do, where our model's beating it.
Exactly. Like assists are, perfect example. Also, make sure the sample's large enough. Don't do yourself a disservice by going in and being like, oh my God, everything north of 10 OS rating is really good for this. But then it's 50 total bets. That's totally defeating the purpose. 50 bets is not statistically significant. So make sure it's a large enough sample before you start placing bets based on some of these filters that you have kind of curated for yourself within the tool. The portfolio lab can be super valuable as long as you know what you're looking for. But that is why, Berza, I leave, like, Greg, if you don't mind, just click on the filters in the top right.
Yep.
That is why I don't filter out negative HROI bets. I recommend new users do it because they're not going to be limited and they really don't need to bet NHL points props. Like if you're brand new and you have fresh accounts and no issues, and maybe you've been a minus EV better forever, so your accounts are all in pretty good health, I wouldn't recommend anyone, Greg, bet like the curated, as you called it, FanDuel points or for NHL or FanDuel 3-pointers. There's really no need. Like you could legitimately just filter out negative HROI bets and have more than enough. It's for people that once you get limited to a point and you're just kind of maybe looking for a few additional edges on a slow day, you might open up that portfolio and start betting some of those with lower bet sizes. That's what I'm talking about. But if you're new, I don't think there's any reason someone would need to bet NHL points on FanDuel specifically if they just opened up a portfolio EV account and all of their betting accounts were in good health.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then especially for, certain markets on certain books like DraftKings where points just crush it as like a 9 or 10% HROI for the season. Like, yeah, I would want to get as much money on those before you get limited by betting some other markets that don't have as great of an edge.
Definitely. TQZE. Is that supposed to be Taze? I don't know. Either way, can we see the books you offer before signing up? Sure. I mean, Greg can hit the drop down, or you just let us know what books you're on. I mean, we have a lot of them.
Yeah.
We have more in the works too that are coming soon.
Yeah. And then also if you go to the Portfolio Lab, you could see all the different results. By the way, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is still free, where you could check the results of all the markets for the year. But here's what we have. Bet365 only offering sides at the moment because they disconnected our ability to pull lines from them for player props, but we're hoping to get that back. But anyway, Bet365, BetMGM, BetRivers, Caesars, DraftKings, ESPN, Fanatics, FanDuel, Fliff, Hard Rock, Onyx Odds, Rebet, Sugar House, and then like Lofty said, more coming soon.
Yep. And by the way, that's for your selected state, New Jersey. Depending on what state you select, it'll show those books in there. But also New Jersey, I feel like has all of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right, let's go to DraftKings here, see what we can make happen. There's no real college today. Oh, by the way, all those NIT spots I bet yesterday won, Greg. Those, what did I tell you I was betting? Like Cleveland State against
which is in Florida for some reason.
Yeah. Against something North Carolina that somehow wasn't available in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to bet the NIT here for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's very weird. Extract. I miss hearing Lofty's voice every day. Hey, man, miss you too. We'll be back for maybe baseball. I don't know. Definitely football. You'll hear me.
This is important because he asked us not to ignore him. From Kashish Goyal. Bro, can you please give me some money? I am in extreme debt. Please don't ignore. Okay, I will not ignore you. No. There we go. All right, carry on.
We can't just give money out to people, man. Anyway, I'm going to call you Taze, but yes, soon enough. Also, these regulated books you speak of have still been highly, highly profitable. But I assume that you're probably in a state that doesn't have access to that. Onyx has been profitable. It uses DraftKings odds. We have Rebet, Fliff, and all of those. You just don't see a ton from those. But Onyx, you get a ton of bets every single day, every day. All right. Yeah, so on DraftKings for today, you threw me off with diving into that.
It was very important.
I was going to ignore it. No sweat every day. Get a bonus bet back if your parlay loses. Do they not have the boost pack? They always have the boost pack. Surprising.
What do they have up today?
It's a no sweat. So get your bonus bet back if your parlay loses.
All right. Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Damn.
I know. And then the only other one FanDuel has is the player performance doubles, which we're not going to do that. Which is fine. Look, we're already building plus EV parlays out. So I don't really care if there's a boost or not. At least in this case, a lot of people here will be able to get down more than like $5. So it's not the worst thing in the world. If you want to refresh that, we can just build out a good DraftKings parlay here. We've had nice success recently.
Let's build one out. Let's see what we have. Let me just refresh. You never know when the odds, if you talk for more than 12 seconds, you never know when the odds might change. So gave it a refresh here. But yeah, looks like we've got some pretty good looking numbers at the top of the board here. We could build a 3-legger pretty quickly here with Colin Sexton under 1.5 threes at plus 110. We've also got Jalen Williams under 1.5 threes at minus 140. And then we could go to, let's see, there's a Draymond Green. There's a Brandon Pajemski. Oh, Fred VanVleet. I missed that was there as well. All right. So
by the
all
way,
three
Brett,
props.
we got, okay. So Brett has the right idea.
Mhm.
They have the no sweat bet. It's only a $5, but that's all they're going to allow me to get down. Probably it's going to be about $3 for me if I want a 5 or 6 legger. Usually 3 or 4, I can do like anywhere between 5 and 7 on DraftKings. We really should just bang out like a 6. I hit a 6 legger on Sunday on DraftKings using the parlay generator on PortfolioEV. So we really should just say, all right, we're getting it back no matter what. Let's just build out a true long shot lotto ticket banger that's still plus EV.
Yeah, let's pay all of Kashish's. We could pay off all his debts right here. Let's do it. Risk free. Risk free. Here we go.
Salty asked real quick, does ball knowledge or sports knowledge mean anything here? Hopefully I asked that right. Or is it all market and odds based? Yeah, truthfully, Salty, this is mostly a market based approach. Like we'll talk about, we understand the game, of course, and these sports, but no, it is predominantly market based. Once you start injecting, you can do both. Sure. But in this instance, like if you start injecting ball knowledge or sports knowledge, as you put it, which is fine, into all of these, what's going to happen is you're going to get what we like to call that paralysis by analysis. And you just start analyzing every bet. And you're like, well, I don't love this. I can't bet the under on LeBron. There's no way I can bet any unders on Jimmy Butler today. And then you just go through this constant loop and it defeats the purpose. So what we do is we look for easy ways to bet. We cut down our time commitment, make it effortless because we have the mass entry tool. So you can just bet 20 bets at a time straight into your bet slip. And we care more about what the expected value on these bets are. That's how we profit. Yeah, that's how we profit. Anyway, go ahead, Greg. Just wanted to explain that. Fair question.
Yeah. So we've got, well, we'll start from scratch here. Just make sure that nothing, we got another prop that got added. All right. So we could go with Colin Sexton still under 1.5 threes, Mikal Bridges over 1.5 threes, back to Jalen Williams under 1.5 threes, Fred VanVleet under 2.5 threes. And then if we throw in the Brandon Pajemski prop as well, then we've got a 5-leg parlay with 24-1 odds. Perfect. And nothing like too insanely crazy in here. Most of them pretty decently high OS ratings.
Perfect. By the way, PJ Washington questionable. So of course, be aware of some of those spots. All right. So what I actually just did here, since it was easier for me, I'm just loading all of these into the parlay generator. And I'm just going to do a 5-leg parlay. I might do it. You know what, Greg? I'm going to see if I can grab a 6-leg parlay here. Oh my God. Here's a 6-leg parlay plus 64-16.
Okay.
Because the Bridges prop just popped up.
Well, we have that in here.
We do?
Yeah.
It's a higher OS rating now, I think.
Over 1.5 threes at minus 115?
Yeah, it's a 14 now.
Oh, gotcha.
That's crazy. All right. Here we go. Let's see what I'm allowed. I'm going to try it. Plus 6,400. Oh, 674. Not bad, Greg.
All right. I'm doing it right now as well.
$6.74 to win $440.
All right. And our friend in chat said he needs $5 for a meal. That's how many meals then?
What do you mean?
So that's, what was the payout on that?
Oh, shut up. Let it go. If the guy's actually hungry, you're not being
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I've been on the internet for long enough. Yeah, the next thing you know, gay porn's on screen. It's the same that happened to me on playback the other day.
Yeah, you have a tough time having much trust in people right now. But that would be a lot of meals. It reminds me of the Norm Macdonald where he's talking to Andy Richter on Conan. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he's talking about Andy giving hand jobs for a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's,
All right. So,
yeah, that's I can't remember because it's like an old street joke.
yeah, Norm would take an old 30-second street joke though, and he'd make it 11 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what the initial one was. I don't remember what the initial one was, but it's always like twisted, and then it's also kind of, it's also edited for the people is that he's talking with in like specific situations and callbacks. But yeah, he does it better than anybody else. It's very hard to take old jokes that have been told millions of times and make them original.
It's amazing. Yeah. Like the because the light was on, the moth joke.
Yeah.
Nobody does it like him. Yeah. Anyway, it's the only celebrity death I think that's ever actually impacted me for what it's worth. But let's see what else we got going on here. It's so unfortunate that Caesars, which has been populating a lot more bets lately, has not had, they never have any good promos ever. I don't think we've been able to do one Caesars promo since we started doing this show. There's just nothing ever there. And then even if you were to go there now, there's probably not enough bets to even place a parlay.
Yeah, there are 0+ EV bets on. Well, actually, I'll refresh. Yeah, 0+ EV bets on the board right now for Caesars.
Hey, one other thing. Do you have any, just to be sure of this, if you go to the top bets tool, do you have any MLB selected?
Yes. So there's an NCAA bet in here. It's anything that's 2 OS rating or higher for our builds for this particular one.
Cool. And again, guys, if you want to check the tools out, they're always free for your first week. They always will be. You want to try them out, jump in, hit us up if you have questions. Greg was smart enough to put our Twitter handles at the bottom. Both of our DMs are open. So if you sign up, you have questions, hit us up. We'll get you optimized, get your approach going right so you can start profiting right away. But those are our Twitter handles right down there. If you're not following us yet, hit us up. We're happy to help you out, make life a little bit easier on you. But your first week is free. Links down there in the description. Just click that, select the week, and you'll get it for free. No commitment whatsoever. All right. So before we jump today, and then we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, presumably. I can't do college basketball props here, but I was wondering if there were any good FanDuel parlays that we could make that weren't, NHL point specific.
Yeah, could be. We could check the parlay builder. We could look at NBA, and we'll see if there's anything showing up for FanDuel NBA.
And for what it's worth, if you guys are just popping in, we will bet parlays, but I'm betting all of this stuff straight for sure. There's, this is more a content-oriented perspective, whereas like if I'm doing this on myself, I'm just going to go into the parlay generator and generate those parlays, especially now that we have those boosts available. Unless I want to build a same game parlay for a boost, I do it in here, but I would use the same parlay generator normally. Or I would just use the mass entry tool and load all of these straight bets into my bet set. Just so we're clear, like there is a streamlined way of doing this.
Yeah, and not too much that's showing up on FanDuel right now because we only got one bet higher than a 1 OS rating. It's this Fred VanVleet under 2.5 threes. We've got Amen Thompson under 9.5 rebounds, Max Strus under 10.5 points. So we can make one work. It'll just kind of be marginal.
Yeah, and we'd have to throw a threes in there.
Which I'm fine with threes when they're higher OS rating numbers. I usually don't bet them on FanDuel when they have the lower numbers. And then also we can't combine the Amen Thompson with Fred VanVleet. So yeah, not really anything I'd want to build here.
No. The thing about threes is actually they were more profitable on plus money too.
Yeah, which this one is plus money,
Yep.
except we already have the Amin Thompson one in here.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
like,
work.
yeah, like I'd rather have the rebound prop than the threes prop.
And I'm certainly not betting assists. That's another thing, by the way, that I like about the new parlay generator is if I'm just using my own portfolios, none of those assists are going to show up. Like only the markets I want are going to populate into those parlays. I don't have to worry about any of that. All right. All right. It was nice to see people get back on track yesterday. And
For sure.
can I just say, I said this on my 3:00 show yesterday. Join me, by the way, guys. My handle's down there, 3:00, 3:15, really, 3:15 Eastern time. Come hop on X, hit me up in the comments down there. Help me get that show going. It's been a lot of fun, and we're getting some traction, and we're getting great bets in, and we're going through the process. And I'm trying to help a lot of people along the way doing that. But I mentioned yesterday, Greg, like how spoiled are we that you have a couple bad days and you look at that and it's like, oh man, this sucks. But then you zoom out on March and it's like, oh, I'm up $7,000 on the month still from just placing bets off of a screen throughout the day as I'm going about my normal life. How spoiled are we?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's been, a really good month. I'm up around $7,000 for the month, like a 6% ROI. And that's even though I, just had to stretch where I lost like 7 days in a row. It's been a really good month.
Yep. KC Brink, any idea why? I think Greg had this issue.
Yeah.
Why the EV percentage in the parlay generator says infinite after I place and hide a bet?
Yeah, it's a bug when one of the legs is already hidden.
So unhide it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just unhide it. All right. Hey, appreciate you guys. We got a handful of parlays in today, some good bets on the board. My hope is that baseball starts popping up very soon. It should. We should start seeing a lot of baseball. I can tell you from last year. Now, we do have a brand new algorithm here. We're going to be populating new bets. New markets are going to flow in for MLB. My recommendation with NBA still happening, with NHL still happening, with college basketball still here, with us having a lot more sides that have been profitable. Wait, dip your toes into MLB first and let's see how it does. I would tell you this with any market, really, outside, I think, of NBA. Like when a new season starts, we know strikeouts should be good, but don't overextend yourself on MLB. I don't know if you feel the same way, Greg, but this is what I'd say for portfolio EV users, especially with all of these other sports still going. You're going to have no lack of volume. Don't overextend yourself. Maybe size your MLB bets a little bit smaller out of the gate, and just be cognizant of the results early on until we kind of get enough of a sample.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of new markets for baseball. One that I'm going to be very confident to open the year is strikeouts. Other than that, we'll see. It's going to be a lot of new markets.
Yep. And Casey Brink, no, I didn't rework any of my portfolios since the update. I don't know if you did. All I did was I added points plus rebounds to FanDuel because I only use a couple of markets there. That's all I did.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, if we do well in points on FanDuel, we do well in rebounds on FanDuel. It stands to reason that points plus rebounds would also do well.
That's my hope. I mean, it's totally, I have no clue, but that was my thinking as well. But did you rework all your portfolios?
Not any different than what I normally do.
Yeah, like just the normal maintenance, right? Like
just like check it every few weeks and just kind of see what's changed, if anything.
I do the same. Anyway, appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 1 Eastern. Come join me today, 3:15, over on X at Lafayette_D. Follow Greg at G Ehrenberg. And you want to check us out, you want to come hang, you want to get in on the tools, jump in the Discord, download the app. But more than anything, first week is free. Link in the description. Come hang out. Start making some money with us, friends. We'll see you back here for the next one. Peace.